Wasn't on my time in my memory. Find a dream. I'm for you, baby. You was no more. Baby, I have a dream like this. Got me locked in the headlock. Got me tired in my block. Got me back to it. I can't see back to her. Cause if you know that pair, baby, you were mine. If you know the time in my memories. What's up, y'all? What's up, my pretties? What's up, my lovelies? How you doing? How you feeling? Well, now that I know you're doing pretty lovely, let's get into this pretty on me. Alright, so if you don't know, the Know For Sure podcast has kind of come to a bit of an end. If you don't know what that is, that was with b.simone and her bestie for, I guess who done came to Resty for a long time. They're no longer friends, allegedly. Now, I realized when it came on, like, I don't know, like, they're friends, but b.simone is a character, in my opinion, but aren't we all? So, I was just, like, curious to see, like, where it was going to go. However, I mean, it went pretty far. It did pretty good. So, at the end of the day, excuse me, she no longer is on that podcast with her friend. When she originally started that podcast with her friend, I remember myself wondering, like, where their relationship was going to go. And I had even made reference to the fact that they could be exploring more than just their, excuse me, friendship. But there was no, that's just allegations. It's no in stone proof of that. But it was just like a chemistry that they were just exuding, and it like they was trying to explore. And it was giving a lot of vibes that the bestie, which I like more. I'm just gonna say, like, I mean, well, I like them for different reasons, but she was more chill to me than b.simone, and I like that. But she also has a family, so of course she's more settled. But at the end of the day, it's like, it always seemed like her bestie would go out of her way to make sure b.simone was good. So much so that she had even went through a divorce with b.simone, and it was periods of time before this show that she had would like uproot her boys, her husband at the time, and follow b.simone on the road. So to me, it was like she was giving a huge sacrifice of her time, showing her loyalty and her friendship to b.simone. Even so much, she started even losing weight and not even looking as good as b.simone, in my opinion. I feel like her and b.simone lost weight together, but in my opinion, I always thought she was more attractive than b.simone. But when she started losing all that weight, I was like, is that intentional? Like, you're not gonna look better than me, you ain't gonna overshine me. But I don't know. But she acted like she wanted to be skinny, so if the shoe fits, that's on you. But anyway, so that's when I didn't really like her more to b.simone, but it is what it is. She don't care. So why should we? So at the end of the day, she has continued to have her own podcast, which I don't even know who I could say like more, because I feel like I would watch, I don't know, who b.simone's more than hers, even though I said like her more than b.simone. I don't know, because b.simone seems more dramatic. She's full of more drama. The other friend is more chill, like I said. It depends on the occasion. So I noticed a couple times on their show they did kind of go back and forth more so than I ever realized before in their friendship. And also, Pretty V was like pushed to the side. A lot of people were wondering, are b.simone and Pretty V cool? Because that kind of was the expectation that her and Pretty V would do a podcast together, since Pretty V has invited her on different things, and she's invited Pretty V on different things. But it just so happened that the friend and her did the For Sure podcast. No, For Sure podcast. So it is what it is. Allegedly, the word on the street is that her and her bestie are no longer cool. In my opinion, I feel like there was a line crossed. And, there's this tea about her not taking baths. And I feel like Bestie may have brought it up. And I feel like B's like, look, I'm going to do what the freak I want to do. Either you want to or you don't. No. But not saying that's what happened. That's just what I feel that happened. And it probably didn't even happen. But it probably did. So, I wasn't there, of course. So, it's just up in the air at this point. But that, for me, feeling like that's the only reason why they split up. Because I can see the friend be like, and that's just nasty. And be mostly like, well, you nasty. I don't stink. You stink more than I stink. But anyway. But that's the only reason I can feel like that's the end of their friendship. And I feel like that's a dumb reason. Because you tried it. You didn't buy it. Move on. Like what you like. If you don't like her being who she are, you're not a real friend. If you don't like her being who she is, then you don't really like that thing for real, because you've been knowing that she don't take baths. You've been knowing this and that. And you've been knowing she ain't stank. You've been knowing that she's tea. So you can't make those demands at the end, because I feel like the friend kind of changed up. But at the end of the day, I also feel like b.simone, of course, has this thing where she has to pursue her authority over people. So, of course, she tried to probably check her and check the freak out of her in that situation. But I don't know. But anyway, we're to the point where they moved on from that show. b.simone, despite being a person that seems to have to be on a show with somebody, because she obviously didn't do the first podcast by herself, and it appears that she's not even doing a second podcast by herself, but she got rid of her friend. Now, if she got rid of that friend, I feel like she definitely gonna get rid of V at some point, because we was already wondering where V was initially, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, that friend that she used to have, despite them having their spats towards the end, she used to act like she would go bend over backwards for b.simone. I may be wrong, and I don't see V bending over backwards with somebody, but I feel like this. I feel like you can get along better with a person who's willing to bend over backwards for you, opposed to somebody who gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like V will check V, because she did that time when V tried to expose her of shiting on herself, and V didn't like that. And I feel like that's part of their friendship thing. But V gonna do that. Like I said, V has this thing where she has to exude control over people. Like she that girl. When obviously she's not, because she was that girl, she would have that man. And obviously she does not. But she is that girl in some extent. Just not in the avenue she thinks she, because of course she's a businesswoman, of course she's a great thinker, of course she has great ideas. It's just the execution and the delivery sometimes that kind of come off wrong. So anyway, I just find it interesting that now V's back in the picture, the other friends not in the picture. I wonder if V just wonders, like, where is this gonna go? Like, am I gonna end up like her friend, her bestie that she pushed me to the side for and haven't talked to her, or is it gonna be cool? But at the same time, I feel like V is chasing the bag, b.simone is chasing the bag, so it's kind of gonna work out in the favor. So we shall see. We shall see where it goes. I'm kind of nervous to see. To be honest, I'd rather see a podcast with b.simone doing a podcast by herself, like, because she can do it, but it's like I feel like she's so nervous to do it, opposed to the two personalities clash. Because b.simone's personality kind of, I feel, clashes with everybody's personality. Because like I said, she's so defined. Like, she's like, we're just gonna do it, or why did you say that? She's so confrontational sometimes, to an extent, to me. So I mean, but at the end of the day, that's, in my opinion, that's her, and she should be her. But I feel like if you're gonna be so I'm the boss with people, you should be the boss, do your own motherfucking show, and stop feeling like you gotta have other people do your show. Because she was talking about, when she was talking about coming out with a new show, she was like, she been wanting to do this for a minute, talking about this for a minute, but she comes on the show with somebody else. I'm like, just do your freaking show if you're that girl, unless you're not that girl. But at the end of the day, of course, she's that girl. I'm just saying, hypothetically, maybe she's not that girl if she can't do a show by herself. But anyway, y'all continue to watch the podcast. I'm going to watch 1 or 2, and let y'all know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll watch one with y'all and react to it. How about that? How about them apples? Let's get into it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and make sure you subscribe. Stay vibey. We at the pizza. Oh, I really like it. I really like it. Yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I really like it. I really like it. I really like it.